Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. Yi Hao, as a group of people carrying silk on the earth, is lying in bed at the moment, reading a novel with relish. He has no idea what is going to happen. The world is endless. On top of one, there is another. Where is the end? The world of chaos is just one of the myriad worlds. From birth to death, this is the law of nature. Even in chaos, unless the law is broken from the beginning of chaos, the world of chaos has gone through the peak period. Now, the world of chaos is increasingly lack of nuclear energy and is about to die. Chuanjiwanling chose to break up and then stand up. Together with his 4 disciples, Hongjun Laozu, Hunkan Zushi, Nguanyangnyang and Lu Yidaojin, Chuanjiwanling united the Buddha world, Western divine world and their disciples. Based on the core of Chaos World, all the dead and living creatures in Chaos World were the souls. He created a chaotic system to search for the people who were transported by the atmosphere. He crossed the alien world and resurrected. The premise was the resurrected people. We all have to recognize that people with great fortune are the main ones. Even the founder Yuanling is no exception. At the moment when the system starts up, all creatures in the Chaos World, including the undead, will fall into a deep sleep and automatically recognize the master of the system as the master until they are called back to life by the master of the system. Originally, the 4 great ancestors chose Chuanjiwanling as the host of the system, but Jieha had a spirit and chose to recognize the master automatically. Chuanjiwanling was born out of chaos and took Jieha as the mother. Of course, the mother's choice would be accepted unconditionally. Let's go. Chuanjiwanling first put his divine power into the core of the world, and the 4 disciples followed suit. Then all the disciples, whether God or devil, Buddha, friend or enemy, poured their own energy into the core of the world because everyone knows that if we don't do this, the chaos world will not work and will soon die. Although we do this now, we will fall into a deep sleep for some time and recognize a person we don't know, but it doesn't matter. At least the person selected by the system is a person in the chaos world. As long as he lives, the chaos world will not die. There is still a glimmer of hope, although it's very remote. I don't know how long it took, a minute, a day, a year or 10,000 years, when everyone was about to despair, the boundary core finally made a mechanical voice. The system started, looking for the host. The host was chosen, and there were still 10 seconds left for the chaos world to fall into a deep sleep. 10-9, the gods and demons smile happily. Everyone feels too tired and just wants to have a good sleep. The gods and demons look at the core of the world and fly to a blue planet, which is the parent star of Chaos World, Earth, falling on Yi Hao. Without stopping, Yi Hao's soul disappears. Founder Yuanling's weak whisper. The world of chaos begins on Earth and ends on Earth. A short end is only for a better start. At the same time, the countdown has ended, and all the creatures in the chaos world, including the dead, have fallen into a deep sleep. The chaos world seems to disappear out of thin air, and there is no place to find it. No one would have thought that it would be taken by an ordinary person to cross to another interface. At the moment, Yi Hao looks at everything in front of him, the magnificent room. But why is the layout of the room a little like ancient times, and his clothes are also ancient people's clothes? Have you gone through ancient times? Or who's playing tricks on themselves? He just sleeps at home, gets up in the morning and wants to go to work. When he opens his eyes, he appears here. Yi Hao thinks, if you come here, you will be at ease. On the contrary, there are no relatives on Earth. Maybe you can still get along here. But first of all, you have to find out which dynasty you went through. With your historical knowledge, you can be a part-time official. Ding dong, it's successful to cross the interface. The host has been bound. At present, the host's identity is the 18th Prince of Day Kingdom, and his name is Yi Hao. He is about to import the memory. Hearing the cold voice in his mind, Yi Hao doesn't know what to do. He won't be schizophrenic, will he? Ah! All of a sudden, Yi Hao screamed, because he felt a memory implanting into his mind, which made his life worse than death. The full pain was slightly reduced, and Yi Hao also had a knowledge of this body that he crossed to a country that should no longer be on the earth, the Big Leaf Empire. His identity is the 18-year-old prince. He is 14 years old, but his memory is only 9 years old. He is a gifted man, a martial arts genius and a prince in reserve. This is his father's praise for him. At the age of 9, he was taken by his father to fight on the battlefield, which was deeply loved by the emperor. On his 10th birthday, the emperor would appoint him as the crown prince. But after that day, I don't know what happened, and there is no memory of this body anymore. Hello, are you still there? Why are you in my head? Yi Hao knows that his crossing is definitely related to the voice in his mind, so he tries to communicate with it. The cold voice here sounded. I am the core of chaos, or should be called Chaos Emperor system. Now the whole chaos is in your mind. You are carrying the burden of making chaos rise again. You want to be the king of all worlds. Yi Hao was a little surprised. Chaos world, isn't that only existing in novels? Besides, how can I make chaos rise? What is the king of all worlds? Can I refuse this? I want to go home. Yi Hao asked tentatively. No. Since the moment when the Chaos Rebirth system recognized you as the master, you have been carrying this mission. Of course, with my help, it will be easier for you to rise, provided that you can save your life. If you die, the Chaos world will disappear completely. The voice of the system said here, it can't help but be a little sad. Am I the only one living in chaos? Yi Hao can't believe it. In his impression, the whole galaxy is in the chaos world. How big is the chaos world? Apart from other planets he didn't know, there are 67 billion people on Earth alone. 1 second ago, he was still alive. Now, he is the only one left to live. However, when he goes to this strange place, he is at a loss and can't believe it. That's right. The chaotic system answers. The atmosphere of, what should I do, calmed down in an instant. I don't know how long later, Yi Hao made a decision in his heart. As a member of the chaos world, he had no reason to refuse. First of all, he didn't want to live in a muddle. He also wanted to break out of the world. Most importantly, he carried a glimmer of hope in the chaos world. Tip. At present, the system is primary, and many permissions are blocked. As the host becomes stronger, the more permissions the system has. Now, there are 3 things that can help the host become stronger. Point 1, resurrection. Point 2, soul. Point 3, reputation. How do you get resurrection points, reputation points and soul points? Yi Hao can't wait to ask, because this is the root of his strong survival. In order to get resurrection point, host, you need to complete some tasks I published to get resurrection point. You can revive everything in the chaotic world, and the living and the dead fight for you. Of course, no matter the living or the dead, they are called out to be a brand new person. If they die, they will disappear completely, and when the host completes the task, it will reward some powerful items randomly. For example, there are city construction plans, weapons and pills. The soul point is easier to obtain. The host only needs to kill to obtain it. Like resurrection point, soul point can summon soldiers and generals. As for reputation, the host only needs to improve its reputation in the world to get it. Reputation value is different from resurrection point and soul point. It can only be exchanged for dead objects. You can exchange some weapons and resources you need. As long as your reputation is enough, you can use any resources in chaos, even things in games, movies and novels. I want to have prestige and soul point. Can I summon even dead historical heroes? Yi Hao asked in surprise, and finally saw a glimmer of hope to live. Who said that he was fighting alone? As long as he completed the task and got the soul point, and accumulated reputation value, wouldn't the whole chaotic space be used by him? As for the reputation value, you'd better wait until you have the power to protect yourself. How can you summon a group of famous historical generals? Not to mention the heroes in your mind, such as Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, Yu Fei and Xiang Yu, as long as the resurrection point and soul point are enough, you can call out the Neza, the Monkey King, the Jade Emperor and the Buddha in your mind. Chaos continues. Ye Hao continues to ask the system about something he doesn't know. Meanwhile, on the Jinhuan Hall sitting on the dragon chair was a middle-aged man about 50 years old, with a dignified face and an air of monarchy between his eyebrows. There was also a little worry. Ai Qing, Zhaoguo, what are your good strategies? Li Hong, the Prime Minister of Zhou, said. My lord, our country has just gone through the rebellion, and its vitality has been greatly damaged. Now it has not fully recovered, and it is not easy to fight on a large scale again. We should send messengers to seek peace. Your Majesty, the last general is willing to lead 100,000 troops to fight against the state of Zhao. A country like this should take advantage of the danger of others. He dare not attack our great Yiguowei. A tall and powerful general asked for orders. It was Qin Mo, the Feilong general at the end of the top 10 generals. Then there was a quarrel in the court. The civil servants were in charge of peace and the military generals were in charge of war. While Yi Batian sat on the dragon chair and watched his ministers quarrel with each other. His brows were frowning and he was also weighing them. Yi Batian couldn't make a choice. Let's put this matter down for the time being. Is there anything else? Hear Yi Batian's words, immediately quiet under the court, no one dares to make a sound. Just when Yi Batian was about to retreat, the second prince winked at the fifth prince. The fifth prince nodded and stood up. Father, my 18 younger brother has reached the age of 14, and has reached the age of experience. Without waiting for the fifth prince to finish, Yi Batian yelled angrily and interrupted. Bastard! Don't you know what happened to old 18? Come and drag them out to hit 40 big boards again. My father and my son know that they are wrong, but this is the rule of the Yi family. My son is willing to be punished, but the rule can't be disordered. Seeing that his father was angry, the fifth prince was also a little flustered. He glanced at the second prince secretly. The second prince stood there without any reaction and continued to say. Hearing that the fifth prince has moved out the rules, Yi Batian is a little helpless and surprised. He didn't expect that he was angry, and his son didn't know it was difficult to retreat. Do you really want brothers to kill each other? The one I love most is the mother of the 18th prince. She may love her husband, or make up for her guilt. She loves the 18th prince very much, and the 18th prince doesn't disappoint him. At the age of 3, she can see that he is very intelligent, and he is also a martial arts genius. What's more, she loves the 18th prince very much, and she doesn't protect the 18th prince well. At the age of 10, 18 suddenly lost his intelligence and became an idiot. He couldn't find out the reason by using the national medical workers. He knew in his heart that it was definitely his good son who did it, but he couldn't believe it and couldn't find a clue. This makes Yi Batian full of remorse. He has no obligation to be a good father and protect his son. At the same time, he is also dishonest to Princess Li that I wanted to let the old 18 spend the rest of his life in peace. Who knows that these good sons, even an idiot, even took out the rules of their ancestors. Did you pay attention to his father? Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.